Good morning, everybody. I am Matt McCray with Chelsea Insurance Group. It is Monday, October 8th, 2018. Happy Columbus Day, everybody, and thank you for working on Columbus Day. Went to the post office a little while ago to mail something, and they were closed. I'm glad that we're in sales and we stay open and continue to work through holidays like this. So anyways, thank you for joining the call, the live stream. Today we're going to talk about the presentation of final expense sales. Last week we talked about using a presentation binder. This week we're going to talk about not using a presentation binder and just having a simple little card that we use, or no card at all, and just having a conversation and do a conversational sale. But before we jump into that, let's talk about, well, first off, let's start with great week last week. Last week we had one of the best starts to a fourth quarter that I think I've ever seen. We had a tremendous amount of applications being submitted, both on the final expense side and on the Your Family Bank side. So great job, everybody there. Let's take a look at what our final expense average premium is. Let's see here. So we're looking at current month average premium, $921.72 for an annual premium. That is $76.81 for a monthly premium. And the average premium on for the year to date, we're looking at $850.12, or monthly, that's $70.84. So that is an accumulation of the entire year 2018. Our final expense plans average case is $70.84. So far, 1 week into the fourth quarter and 1 week into October, the average for the month of October is trending up at $76.81. So let's jump into today's training. Actually, before we do that, one other side note here. The new phone number to dial in if you want to reach Chelsea Insurance Group directly is 937-802-9171. And we have a new fax number, 937-352-0640. We did change our phone company, and the phone company wouldn't allow us to port in the current fax number. So that's our new fax number. And our main line, we were able to port in the toll-free, that main number, 888-788-8641. But you know, we also have a local number that you can dial as well. So either the toll-free number or this 937-802-9171 will get you to the main directory here at Chelsea Insurance Group. So let's go ahead and jump into the training here. And as you can see here, we have this. It's here. Let me switch something over here. So if you're looking at this, we have like a one page presentation card. Lights are making it kind of hard to see, but one presentation card. On the back of it, it's got some talking points. Maybe this camera will work better. So the back side of it, you've got just some talking points of stuff that you can talk about. And the front is a perfect little presentation that you can go through with your clients. Last week, we went through the presentation binder. Mine's downstairs. We went through the presentation binder page by page. This is just a little bit of a different, a more condensed presentation. So basically, once you've finished the warm-up and you're sitting at the kitchen table and you're ready to start talking business with your clients here, you're going to go through what we like to call the affordable solution. And you can talk about, there's two financial hazards when a loved one dies. And so let's kind of go through these. First off, we've got final expense. Everyone faces this hazard. Average burial costs are $7,500 to $15,000, just depending on what part of the country you're in and what things that you're going to have at your funeral. Average cremation costs are $3,000 to $4,000. And then on top of that, there's going to be medical bills, taxes, credit card payoff, etc. Other bills that are going to come up. So as you're sitting here with your client, you can have this card sitting right there with you and just kind of point to the information as you're going down and reading off of the card. Loss of income. Now this is the second financial hazard. Remember we talked about 2 financial hazards when a loved one dies. As you can see that there. So the first one was final expenses. And the second one is loss of income. And this is something that all married couples face, this hazard. So this is a great, actually most of the final expense sales that I did when I was out in the field on a daily basis, I specialized in the senior market doing all different types of things, Medicare and final expense and everything. But a lot of my final expense sales were coming because of this. And because if you don't ever talk about this, you're never going to be able to sell a policy based on this concept. So I suggest if this isn't something that you're talking about, make sure you start talking about it, because it'll get you some of your biggest final expense sales. And what that is, it's the loss of income. Now, Betty and John, this is things that all married couples are facing, this hazard. The surviving spouse is going to end up with about 1/2 to 2/3 of the income. But living expenses won't go down that much. So imagine, Johnny, you're sitting here, you pass away, you become an angel, and you've left Betty behind. Betty is going to lose, her Social Security. She'll start probably drawing your Social Security, and in a lot of situations, she's going to lose your pension as well. Not always. She may get a portion of the pension. It depends on how you set your pension up when you retired. But in many situations, she's at least going to lose her Social Security. And she's going to also lose your pension or a portion of your pension. So, and the Social Security death benefit is only $255. And this death benefit from Social Security is only paid one time per husband or wife. It doesn't get paid when the second one dies. It's already been used for the family. Now, another thing to consider is Veterans Administration only pays $300, and that's if you qualify. So we like to talk about avoiding to put your loved ones in a tight spot during their times of sadness. Now, we're here talking today, Johnny and Betty, about a guaranteed benefit whole life insurance program. Now, we offer different carriers and different solutions, but we have a benefit of up to $50,000. On all of our plans, the death benefit's going to remain level. It never decreases, and the premium never increases. Why is that good for you? It's going to give you peace of mind that later down the road, your premium isn't going to jack up to the point where it's unaffordable and you can't keep the insurance because the premiums went up. So we also provide guaranteed qualification. Now this is a quick policy issue, 10 to 14 days or faster. And us as the agent know that it's typically issued much quicker than that. But we like to say 10 to 14 days because we don't know what our schedule is going to be like when we go to return the policy to them. So I've always just said, you're going to get your coverage in 10 to 14 days. You'll have your policy in your hands within that time. Once you pass away, cash is paid directly to your choice of beneficiary immediately, and there's no waiting period. These policies all are going to build cash value available to you if you need it. There's no health or medical exam, blood work, or you simply basically answer a few health questions. Now it's going to cover both natural and accidental death. This is permanent coverage. It's non-cancelable. Only you can cancel this coverage. Now this, Betty and Johnny, this is going to take the burden away from family and friends. It's going to provide you peace of mind that you've got this coverage in place. Tax-free, the benefit is going to be paid out tax-free, and it may also be used for charitable giving, college funding, gifts, or just about anything you can imagine. And I'm going to be your agent. I'm going to be your service agent for the life of this policy. So that's another good thing. So basically, this is the one card, real simple to follow presentation. If you don't want to go through the full binder and go through that full presentation, you can have this, do a presentation as an independent final expense agent in any way that you choose is going to fit your style the best. We at Chelsea Insurance Group just like to give you as many options as you can to see which style is going to fit you when you're in the field. We don't have a cookie cutter. We don't tell all of our agents you have to use this card or you have to use the presentation binder. We know everybody has their own style of selling. We want to show you and provide you multiple different ways so you can utilize what fits into your style the best. So on the back of this, we have what's called final expense talking points, and we've printed those out on the back of this sheet. This is maybe if you're going to just, maybe prior to going into any of the presentations, whether that's the full presentation binder, whether it's this note card that you're going through, whether it's no presentation at all, you're just having a conversation and you're using a legal pad. A lot of agents just do that method. But these are some great talking points that you can have with your prospect while you're doing the warm-up or while you're doing the presentation. So I'm just going to touch base on some of these. These are conversational points. Now, have you ever been responsible for making final arrangements for a loved one when they passed? That's a great question. And if they say yes that they did, say, well, did it create any financial problems? Who's going to be responsible for your arrangements? Is that person financially prepared for such an emergency? And then some talking points on the surviving spousal income. This is financially devastating to a lot of married couples, to the widow. The spouse is going to be left with only a small portion of your income, but expenses aren't going to go down that much. There's a supplemental need to replace lost income during the adjustment period, which can last up to 18 months or more. So that's what we call this. We call this a supplemental plan to replace lost income during the adjustment period. Because will Betty be able to survive on less income? Yes, she will, Johnny. But there's going to be what's called an adjustment period for her to adjust to the new level of income. And that's typically 12 to 18 months. So what we're looking at on a surviving spousal income plan is the amount of income that she's losing, and then you multiply that by 12 to 18 months. So if she's losing, say, I don't know, maybe she's losing $700 or $800 a month. Let's just go with 700. 700 times 12. That's an $8,400 policy that you should sell. Or 700 times 18, that's $12,600. So, call it somewhere in the middle just to cover that adjustment period. So on a plan, if Betty and Johnny already have their final expense taken care of, they already have a $15,000 policy or a $20,000 policy, you can show them on that Social Security sheet that that's going to be enough maybe to cover their funeral. But they also should consider taking care of the adjustment period for the surviving spouse, for the widow, for the widow's income. And a $10,000 policy added to their portfolio is going to be a great benefit that they should add. So what else do we have on here? A survival spouse income plan will provide a lump sum benefit which can be used to help offset that lost income. Now, some other bullet points that you can talk about during your conversation are ways to pay for these expenses. How is, if Johnny passes away, how is Betty going to pay for the expense of the funeral? Or how is, if they've both passed away, how are the children going to pay? Can you save money, pay with a credit card? Or, those are both very expensive. You can borrow money from the bank, family, or friends, but this can be expensive, slow, and it's not always easy. Maybe somebody doesn't have the best credit and they can't get a loan, or why should they want to get a loan? Life insurance is pennies on the dollar. It's guaranteed, it's easy and convenient, and it ensures your wishes are met. You know, all of our plans are going to be simple and affordable and very easy to understand. They're also easy to obtain. No medical exams are required. Guaranteed premiums are level for the life of the policy. Now, and then you can let them know during this conversation point that you have you have two jobs to do today. Number one, you have to find a plan where they're going to qualify medically for the plan. So that you're going to ask some health questions. You're going to find out their age. You're going to ask their height and weight. You know, and then what you're going to do is find a plan that's going to fit into their budget. So this card that we just went through, it's a great alternative presentation to the full presentation binder. Now let's take a look here. What else did we have? Next thing I wanted to go over on today's call, let me switch screens over here, is I sent out a survey to our Chelsea Insurance Group team of final expense agents last week one day. And we had about 50 agents or so responded to that. So let me pull up, I want to pull up and share those responses with everybody. Let me kind of get this on the screen here a little better. Okay. So the very first question that we asked, how often do you purchase leads? And as you can see here, 51 agents answered that question. 0 of the people who took this quiz skipped it. Weekly, we had 3 agents tell me that they order leads on a weekly basis. We had 7 agents tell me that they order leads on a twice per month basis, so every other week. We had 6 agents say 11% say once monthly. Rarely, we had 24 agents respond that they rarely purchase leads. And we had 11 agents say that they never purchase leads. So, you know, I got thinking. Once I saw these results, I got thinking, and I thought to myself, man, you got to be kidding me. But then I also said, you know what? No wonder. No wonder. 5% of our agents submit 95% of our business. So no wonder it's gonna be this. 20% of our agents submit 80% of our business. So if you take a look back here at these numbers, where we've got 5% of the people that responded that they order leads on a weekly basis. Those are the agents. That's the same percentage. I mean, we don't just have 3 agents, you know, a very small portion of the agents responded. I was hoping for a lot better results. And as we do these surveys moving forward in the future, hopefully we get some more, because every time that you participate or that we send out one of these surveys, I'm going to offer those survey results in our very next live stream call. But come on, you guys. 5% really are ordering weekly. 5% are doing 95% of our business. 95% of our business is coming from 5% of the agents. 5% of the agents order from us on a weekly basis, or order leads from anywhere on a weekly basis. It doesn't matter if they're coming from us or they're coming from another lead source. We have the freedom to order anywhere. What were the numbers here? 13% almost 14% order twice per month. So that's where, you add the two, the twice per month and the weekly together, and you're at the point where you're basically at 20% of our agency are ordering, twice per month or better, and 20% of our agency. And by the way, we brought on 11 new agents last week, so hopefully those agents are all on this call and they're seeing the importance of ordering leads on a consistent, on a weekly basis. If you want to be in the top 5% income earners, you've got to place an order on a weekly basis. If you want to be in the top 20% of income earners, you've got to order at least twice per month. In my eyes, I would want to be in the top 5% of income earners, and I would want to be ordering on a weekly basis. Okay. So let's go through to the next question. What type of leads do you prefer? We've got 51 agents answered this. 25 prefer the telemarketed leads. Those are our $10 leads, or if you want the USA based, they're $20 per lead. 25 agents. So it was pretty much split even and even exactly between telemarketing and direct mail. We had 3 agents respond that they prefer a social media type of lead. And other internet, we had 8 people respond. So if you can see, the majority of the agents prefer the telemarketed or the direct mail. And a few weeks ago on the live stream, we went over the differences between all the different, the telemarketed and the direct mail. Telemarketed, lower cost, come in quicker. You have to provide a much larger area. Direct mail, you could do a more defined area. It takes longer to come in. A larger investment is required. And when I say investment, that's what I'm talking about, folks. This is, you have to order leads, and you have to not consider that an expense of your business. Is it an expense? Yes, it's an expense based on the IRS guidelines that you get to write that off as an expense. But the way that I look at it is, anytime that you put money into your business to purchase a list of people or leads or whatever it is, that's marketing for your business. Marketing is an investment in your business. The more money that you invest in your business, the more money that your business is going to make. Let's go down to question number 3. What is more important to you? A low cost, low quality lead? Because that's typically what happens here. If you the lower costing the lead is, typically the easier it is to generate, not the easier it is to generate, but the lower the cost, typically speaking, the lower the quality. The higher the cost, the higher the quality. That's just kind of the way it works. So low cost, low quality, 7 agents prefer that, or 15%. And 39 agents, we had 5 agents skip this question, not sure why, but either way, we had high cost, higher quality is 39 agents prefer a higher cost, higher quality lead. And the final question of this was, would you like to see us offer a Facebook lead to our agents? We had a whopping 70% of the agents say yes. We had 30% of the agents say no. And quite frankly, no. I don't even understand that. Maybe that's some of the agents that aren't ordering leads. They don't care. I should have maybe put doesn't matter on there as another option. But with 70%, almost 71% of the respondents saying that they would like to see a Facebook lead, well, guess what? We are rolling out a Facebook lead effective today. It is available. You can go to, when you go to the Chelsea lead order form, you now have an option here. Some of you actually placed an order this morning, so you might have already seen that. I set this up this morning. But if you come here, you have the option to order now final expense leads from offshore callers for $10. You have final expense leads from USA-based callers for $20. You have Facebook final expense leads for $25, and the minimum we have on that is $15. And you also have the final expense presentation binder available at $59. So let's talk a little bit about what a Facebook lead is and how these are being generated. So let me switch back over here to this. And let's scroll down here to here. Okay. So here we are. What are Facebook leads? Well, Facebook leads are social media generated leads primarily on Facebook. Facebook purchased Instagram, and it's very easy to put these ads when you set up an ad inside of Facebook for these ads to appear on Instagram as well. But what we're seeing is the majority of these leads are coming straight from the Facebook platform. So each lead is an individual in a targeted area that responded to an ad about final expense insurance plans and wants more information. Basically, if you can see this here, as somebody is scrolling through their phone, if you're scrolling through your seniors scrolling through their cell phone and they're on their Facebook feed, they'll come across paid advertisements there. And when they get to one that's ours for final expense, well, I'm going to tell you a little bit about what it talks about. But basically, they're just scrolling through their feed. They come across an ad, and they say, okay, yes, I would like to learn more. So they click on the Get Quote. And then it pops up a little form inside of their Facebook, and it asks them to confirm their name, email address, phone number, and their physical street address. So that's the information that they're going to confirm, and they're going to say, yes, I would like to receive a quote from a local agent here about this. And then they click on confirm to get the quote. Once that form is generated, we get a notification here in the office, and then we add that to your NAC, our lead delivery platform. Eventually, we're going to have this updated where the leads will go directly to you as soon as it comes through. Right now, we don't have that capability. We are building that part of it out still. But you will get the leads within 12 hours of the lead being filled out on Facebook is where we're at now. So, like I said, they're going to... in the targeted area. Now, on the order form, we're requesting a zip code, and then I noted on the order form that we're going to go out 50 miles. We're not always going to go out 50 miles. It depends on your area. We may only need to go 10 or 15 miles. We may need to go 25. I think 25 to 30 is going to be a good average. From the zip code that you provide us, we'll go out 25 to 30 miles from that zip code. So they provide their name, address, and phone number. Now, these ads, the people that respond to this, they were not led to believe the policy is free. They do know that there's a cost. They are expecting to be contacted back by a local agent. So they're expecting to hear back from you. They offer the main advantage of direct mail campaigns. And what I mean by this is on a Facebook lead, this is somebody scrolling through their feed. They see the advertisement. They don't just click on Get Quote and it sends to you. You know, it's not like liking a post where they're not just clicking on it. They're actually taking some action. They're thinking about it. They're processing. They're reading the advertisement, and then they are going through the process of getting a quote, requesting a quote. So that's why I say that it's takes the same main advantage of a direct mail campaign. Now it doesn't have some of the disadvantages that are associated with the direct mail campaign. And some of the disadvantages of direct mail, they're not as expensive as most direct mail leads. You know, we've seen direct mail leads cost $40, $45, $50, $35. Some of our vendors will do them on a per lead basis and charge $29 or $31, which is a good price. But that's, what lead are you getting on that? So Facebook leads can be generated within days, not weeks. Typically on a direct mail campaign, it's 3 weeks before you start seeing any leads coming in. We can start generating these within days. Facebook leads are exclusive and will not be resold. Facebook leads adapt to changes in consumer behavior and will be a source for leads for years to come. You know, if you just go to Google and type in older people use Facebook, you'll see articles that are talking about the older generation, the seniors, the people who buy final expense are now migrating big time to Facebook. They're wanting to check up on their kids and their grandkids, or, you know, stay in touch. So what does the ad say? You know, here the ad basically conveys the following with both text and images and video. Plan now to cover your funeral and final expenses. Benefit coverage from $5,000 to $25,000. Get peace of mind. There will be no financial burden on your family. New policy options are now available in your state. Find a plan that is right for you, and a licensed agent will be contacting you with information. We suggest, as with all leads, that you contact them ASAP to provide information. So let's see where we're at here. It is just at 11:31, going on 11:32. Apologize, we went a little bit over the allotted 30 minutes today, but we had a lot of information to go over. That presentation card, you know, this is a great card to have. The Facebook leads, new phone numbers. So great week last week, great start to the fourth quarter. Let's keep let's keep that going. Make sure, please make sure you are ordering leads on a weekly basis. It doesn't matter if you're ordering them from us or if you're ordering them from some other vendor or wherever you're getting your leads. I don't care. The only thing that I care about is that you are getting leads on a consistent basis. That is the only thing that is going to ensure that you are in the top earners for income. That's what I want. That's what everybody here at Chelsea wants. We want to make sure that you are succeeding in the final expense market. That's why we do these calls on a weekly basis. We discuss things that help you become better. We point things out when we see things that are not what they should be. And believe me, 5% of the agents, only 5% of the agents are ordering leads on a weekly basis is not the way it should be. If you're not ordering leads on a weekly or bi-weekly method, you gotta get on the program. Get ordering leads. Go see people. Share the good news. Have a great week. Let's continue strong. Thanks for calling in. Thanks for watching the live stream. Have a great week.